Hi, I'm Bugsy and I'm an addict. I'm going to be reading just for today, March 17th, 2024, True Courage, page 79, basic text, page 86. Those who make it through these times show a courage not their own. Before coming to NA, many of us thought that we were brave simply because we had never experienced fear. We had drugged all our feelings, fear among them, until we had convinced ourselves that we were tough, courageous people who wouldn't crack under any circumstances. But finding our courage in drugs has nothing to do with the way we live our lives today. Clean and in recovery, we are bound to feel frightened at times. When we first realize we are feeling frightened, we may think that we are cowards. We're afraid to pick up the phone because the person on the other end might not understand. We're afraid to ask someone to sponsor us because they might say no. We're afraid to look for a job. We're afraid to be honest with our friends. But all of these fears are natural, even healthy. What's not healthy is allowing our fear to paralyze us. When we permit our fear to stop our growth, we will be defeated. True courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the willingness to walk through it. Just for today, I will be courageous today. When I'm afraid, I'll do what I need to do to grow in recovery. Recovery can be scary. It can be unpredictable, but not in a way that addiction was. There was a certain type of fear that addiction held over our heads that maybe we don't want to admit. And there's an unpredictable aspect to addiction that we knew wasn't healthy. It was exciting in the moment. But when we look back on it, we think, how the hell did I live through that? And now we're in recovery and we wonder, can I do it? Am I capable of being sober and living clean? What if I fail? People will believe that I'm not in recovery. They'll be like, oh, that's because she's an addict, or that's because he ruined his life with drugs or alcohol. What I have found in my recovery is that the things that scare you the most are the things that you should face head on and first. I'm scared to get a job because what if they find out I'm an addict and then they decide, oh, we don't want you on our team anymore, and they fire me? What if they're going to take my baby from me because they find out I was an addict? Which I said, bring it on. You're not taking this baby from me. So I decided to take drug tests every single time I saw the doctor, and then some. I would ask, hey, can I just come in and drug test randomly? And I asked to be drug tested the day I gave birth and to test my baby. And it all came back negative every time. And that was a huge fear and a huge anxiety-inducing circumstance and situation that I was in. Because I was wondering, it is possible that they can say, hey, you had 3 babies taken from you because of your drug addiction. We are going to take this baby too, because obviously you're not capable of being a good mom. But because I kept going and I did everything I needed to do to prove my sobriety to everybody who it can, pertain to or concern, I did that. I went head on. I didn't give up. I didn't go, well, I guess I need to look for somebody to adopt the baby, or I need to terminate the pregnancy or give up. I didn't do that. I was like, no, I'm going to prove my sobriety. And that was so scary. And it was scary because I really honestly didn't know if they were going to walk in that room and take that baby from me like they've done before. The day after I had my last baby, Winter, they took her from my arms with a security guard, a couple social workers, and some nurses. Took her from my arms, put her in the isolate, and walked out that room. And when I gave birth to Finley, all I kept thinking was somebody's going to walk in here with a security guard, an isolate, and a couple social workers. And they didn't. They called me and said, congratulations and good luck in your life and enjoy the baby. Because I did what I needed to do. I was afraid of getting a job with the company I work for, and I'm like, it's with healthcare, and it's like, people are gonna know, or if they do know, they're gonna, fire me and be like, hey, we don't want any drug addicts. But in the end, I realized they can't come in here and tell me that they are gonna fire me for something I did in the past that isn't a crime to the point that I So I had to just face those fears. Buying a new car, I was afraid because I'm like, what if I can't do it? Because that, as the literature mentioned, that addict mentality of I can't do this because I'm an addict. This isn't what addicts do. Addicts can't buy new cars, be on their own, have their kids, have a good job, look at buying a house. These aren't things that addicts are capable of, because I was always under that impression that as an addict, I will never amount to anything, and I can never do anything with a purpose or worth anything. Anything that mattered wouldn't come from me. So there's often days that I'm afraid because maybe I can't make it, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Or am I able to? Am I worth getting this certain goal met by me? And I have to remind myself I am. I'm worth it. You're worth it. We are all worth our recovery, and we are worth another chance. Even if you relapse, you're worth that next chance. You're worth every single chance that you're willing to take. And don't give up on yourself because you're afraid it might not work out. Everything might not work out. You might have goals that will never be able to be reached, or not to the capacity you want it to be reached. But don't let that hold you back and bring you down with the thoughts of I'm not good enough, because you are good enough. Relapse or not, you're good enough. You're worth your recovery, and do not let fear stop you from believing in yourself. I believe in you, and you have plenty of people out there rooting for you. Even if you've never met them, there's people right here that believe in you and trust that you will do the best you can. Just don't give up. Don't be afraid to be somebody, because you are somebody. You are enough, and you are worth it. And I hope you're doing well out there, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.